Good afternoon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Looking Good with Daniella and T Coffee. Hi, T Coffee.
Hi, Daniella. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. Last time I saw you, you were at the House of Fragrance on 64th in Manhattan, and now
Yes,
you are back in your tunnel.
So good. Yes, it felt so good to be out of here and, actually sitting with someone else and talking to them face to face. We're slowly getting there. It's taken some time, as we all know, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed. And hopefully
fingers crossed, toes crossed, legs crossed.
Yes, to get back face to face.
Exactly. I think that's what today's show is all about. Welcome to Looking Good with Daniella and T Coffee, a lifestyle and fashion talk show featuring creatives and entrepreneurs who do it all, despite it all.
And
I'm Daniella Platt.
And I'm Terrence Coffee, and this will be our 9th episode, actually. So 1 year ago, can you believe it? I cannot. And this was a dream of both of ours. And we took some time and we brainstormed and strategized on how we can make this come to life. And we had not even met yet, still haven't met yet at this point. So saying this is our 9th show truly crosses a milestone.
Yes. And one thing that I think about a year ago, I don't even know if this was a dream. I always sort of had this dream of being a broadcast journalist. I didn't even think it was possible. So the fact that we have 9 shows with 18 guests, it's really remarkable. And thank you so much for actually taking my call and joining on this adventure.
And cities everywhere, you're welcome, are reopening and just in time for summer. And we're literally summer. We just started summer, actually, and masks are coming off in some places and most places. I would say here in New York City, most masks come off outside. I don't know what's happening in LA, but we do still wear the mask on the subways and in some places. But we're here. We want to give this audience a dose of inspiration, and that's what we've been bringing to get back to the streets. And we're going to be talking about what people are wearing on the streets and to the beach. Today is definitely a beach day here in New York City.
Yes, and I love that you called it "Now is the time to look awesome on the beach to the streets." So this is it. Masks so clear coming off.
I'm actually sitting here in a short sleeve. Can you believe it? It feels good to be in a short sleeve today. So let's get started. So joining us today is Lindsay Rae. Lindsay Rae is a body image activist. She's a photographer and a show correspondent and someone that I've known for a number of years. And she's here to talk about being fabulous in her own skin. And there's nothing like being fabulous in your own skin in a swimsuit and the beach.
Also with us today, I feel like I have to give her a little clap as I introduce her. Also with us today is Avis Carter. She is the founder of JC Cover Me and host producer of Fashizon TV. It's her own empire that she is building. She is here to rap about the versatility of head wraps for having fun this summer from the beach to the street. That is who we have with us today. And by the way, if you haven't caught up, you can go check out the article about looking good with Daniella and T Coffee. It is in the June issue of the Fashion Manuscript, and you could grab it on our website on our media page. Let's get started.
Let's do this. So now is the time to look awesome on the streets to the beach.
Head over to lookinggoodYaya.com/shop.html to check out our marketplace and shop great deals with affiliate links and codes from our special guests. Scroll over the images to find exclusive deals just for you. And remember, you're looking good.
So Daniella, do you want to tell us what are you seeing on the streets?
Sure. So, it's really kind of fun. As when we were brainstorming today with Lindsay and with Avis and you, we're like, let's talk about some trends from the street. And it's something that's really personal for me, having managed a fashion swim magazine for 15 years. It's like It's like one of the most fabulous things that you could experience. And what I'm seeing now, it's open swim season. We're saying the masks are off. It's open swim. But most of all, I just want to encourage everybody, love more. Love your friends, love your family. Do your best to take your masks off and be safe. Really, just like we hear so much like noise about COVID-15, COVID-20. People are still a little bit gun shy. What do I need to do to get back out there? Well, I just want to encourage you to just get out there, dig your toes in the sand, be you, and enjoy it. When people think of,
I think the summertime is a, it's less clothes. We don't have to worry about a coat, scarf, a hat, gloves, all those other accessories that we use when we're stepping out in the fall and the winter. I think the summertime is just that season to embrace prints and to embrace the florals and, put your attitude or that's their attitude or your personality into your clothing. Like this shirt, I forgot the designer that I'm wearing. I don't know if you can tell, but they're skulls. But look how great it looks.
You do look great. I like that we both showed up in blue and white, but you've got the skulls on.
And you're
but
wearing.
But you also mentioned scarves, and that's actually really funny because you're on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast. So, a lot of people have been just sitting in their backyard in swimsuits all year long in Los Angeles, eating guacs and chips, just relaxing.
So jealous of that.
But the one thing about swimsuits and just like the overall resort, when you think about swimsuits and you think about the ocean, I think people just automatically feel like they can escape. The minute you start thinking of a swimsuit, you think, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to get together with friends. It's a sign of good times. I just want people to do whatever it takes as we come out of this transformational year. I want you to do whatever it takes to feel special again. I did even hear some really good news yesterday that the Miami Swim Show, kind of the lead for the swim industry, it's back on.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So you want to hear some fun facts about the swim industry? Check this out. The average woman buys maybe one swimsuit every 2 to 3 years.
Wow. That's interesting. I wonder why, because, I don't know about men, but I know I could show you what I bought. I'm going away on vacation next week, and I actually bought some swimwear. I tend to buy one piece every year. I do recycle them throughout the summer though, but I just like that because that's something that I always go shopping for. So I
want to see what you got.
I wish we had.
I would love to see it. You should have it on hand. Well, I actually have 5 tips on how people can actually engage with swimwear. So maybe, is it within reach? Can you show it?
I can stand up and step away. All
right.
It is within reach. I'll let you go ahead and talk about those trends, and then I'll see if I can manage to bring it over.
Okay, at a commercial break. So I just really want to encourage everybody, like I've been saying, go splash around this summer. So here's just some 5 tips to help you guys get back out there, guys and girls. Number 1, versatility. Whether for men, women, Peloton to the ocean. For guys, look for fabrics like Everlane has. Look for swimsuits that'll take you from athleisure to your Zoom call to the beach. There's a lot of fabrications out there that are completely versatile pieces that will really be a great, wise investment for you, get you back to the ocean, but you will never miss a meeting as well. For ladies, we've seen it, especially in the last year. Bikini tops kind of became like tops with a blazer. And the other thing we've seen a lot also is a one piece works kind of in 3 different ways. You can wear it with a blazer on Zoom. And I think we have Lindsay who's going to show us some things like this. But you can wear it with a blazer on Zoom. You can wear it out with a pair of shorts. Or, of course, you can just wear it to the beach or the ocean. So that's one thing I think people just need to keep in mind. Versatility when it comes to swimwear as you pick it. The other trend I want to share is get happy colors. colorful shades like aqua, orange, and yellow, and neon. You can never have too much neon, right? Like, I'm sure you got some neon in your.
And that's what I actually have some yellow, and I'm going to show you after we get a commercial. It's actually,
I hope you do a whole modeling of it.
It's yellow, and I'll show you 2019. What I bought in 2019, because I pulled both of them out for vacay for next week, because I'll be out.
I can't wait to see that.
I'll be somewhere in the South, traveling where the beach is. So I'm super excited. I'll show you after commercial break.
Okay, that sounds really fair.
Last year, I didn't do anything last year because we were in COVID. So
you aren't sitting outside in swimsuits eating guac and chips and just lounging in some leisure wear because it's a great investment.
In Brooklyn on Eastern Parkway, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got some color, because I think the one thing that people need to understand is that color color has powers. Color, just like laughter, stimulates the brain. It helps you release endorphins. When people see you, you give them the opportunity to release endorphins. It truly releases happy molecules from people. It inspires you to be happier as well as others. So I truly encourage people, go happy with colors. But if that's not your thing, my third tip is, if you're that cool person in New York who really likes navy or you like black, go brown. Step into like that espresso or toffee shade. Feel a little fabulous. Make sure you're special. So that's my third tip. My fourth, craftsmanship. Pay attention. Do you guys want to know who made your outfit? I think that's really important, to just know the story of who created your piece. You feel so much closer to it. You feel really powerful about it. There's so much talk about sustainability. If you actually feel really passionate about what you buy, you're going to tell that story. You're going to have that piece for a really long time, and it's going to light you up. It's going to really make you feel connected and want to share. And when you're out there and you feel really good, you're going to dig your toes in the sand. You're going to have some fun. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, chime in.
No, I want to say, in the midst of all of that, be okay with your tempo, with your body as well. I know we may have put on some pounds during COVID, and we are working really hard to get it off. It's okay. Be patient with your body, because this is your tempo, and it's okay if you have one or two love handles somewhere. It's okay if you feel like you're pale and you weren't able to get that tan that you really wanted, and now you're like, oh my God, I need more sun to be out there to get. Heck, I even go out and tan. I was just telling my neighbor the other day, I was like, I'm too bright. I need to darken this brown skin up. So but it's okay to be in that space. So love yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Absolutely.
love yourself first when you go out shopping for your pieces. All those tips that you just said, you will be able to create an authentic look for yourself. So understand to love yourself first.
Totally. And when you're out there and you're shopping those looks to love yourself, be an artist with your body. Remember, this is your museum. So make a statement with it. Have fun with it. Just some tips that you can go out there as you're shopping. For ladies, a little bit of the high waist is popular. But go for modular shapes, asymmetrical looks. There's a lot of really cool cutouts. It makes things really interesting and fun and multidimensional. And just like Terrence was saying, whether you choose a bold print or solid or a different fabric, own it and remember to accessorize, align with yourself and your personality, and bring out your best self. So those are my 5 tips that, as you get back out there, it's okay. Just make yourself feel fabulous and go out there and have fun. My last bite of wisdom, the two most sexiest things on the beach, and we've all seen this. One is your confidence, and the other is SPF. Make sure you bring both of those. Love yourself a little bit more. Buy what makes you dance. feel special, and go splash around. Those are my tips to get back to the beach.
And Daniella, all those tips are outstanding tips. And I love that you use the big C word, the confidence. And it's in that confidence is where everyone who's watching this episode should understand how to tap into. We're not therapists, but it's okay to build upon that. And if you're watching this, just love your true self and it just be there. And this leads us to the next segment of today's show. We have Lindsay Rae. She's going to come on and talk about Daniella's big C word. The confidence is one of the things that Lindsay is going to talk about. Lindsay Rae is an international published and multi-award winning photographer who has photographed over 600 women and is on a mission to give women permission to feel beautiful exactly as they are. And stemming from a background of trauma and abuse, it took her some years to find her self-worth. And today, through her healing journey, she inspires women to overcome body insecurity and negative body image to reclaim their worth and self-love experience through her photography sessions. She's going to share about, there's that word again, Danielle. She's going to share about confidence. I'm so excited about this and how to look fabulous this summer, from swimsuits to fashion of all sizes.
I think we're going to bring on Lindsay. There she is. There's our girl.
Lindsay Rae.
Hey, how's it going? Good. It's so good to be back.
Looking good with Daniella and Tea Coffee. How are you?
I'm good. It's hot out here. We are in the middle of a heat wave for sure.
Yes, New York. Here in New York, it is. Well, you're upstate, so you're getting the same thing that I'm getting downstate here in New York. It's extremely hot.
Yeah, we have. I just adopted a new puppy, so if you hear little claws clicking on the floor, that's what you're hearing in the background. She's running around. But yeah, I really love what Daniella said before, because it's such an important thing to me to talk about sunblock, because both my mom and my boyfriend's mom are both melanoma survivors. So I actually brought my two favorite sunblocks with me.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't rep them. This is literally just like me as a mom and a woman. Every single day I wear this one under my makeup, and then this one is for my daughter for school. I also spray it on myself. But I think,
Lindsay, I'm gonna stop and just ask you: is that a specific brand that you like? Why?
Yes.
Because a lot of people are listening just on audio, so they won't be able to see what it is. So,
good.
Tell us a little bit about what is it that I see white, I see yellow, I see gorgeous packaging, and I see the words play. But SPF is sexy, and you cannot leave your house without it. What is it that you?
I agree.
I
like the Super Goop brand for multiple reasons. One, I wouldn't say the world's most sensitive skin, but it's pretty up there. Like I can break out from, looking at the wrong skincare brand. And so the Super Goop Play is actually made with sunflower extract, and it's SPF 50, and it lasts for 80 minutes. And one of the things that I
need that for next week.
Yes, you do. Get the spray one too.
Okay.
And one of the things that I like about Supergoop and that I want to point out in the work that I do, and we talked a little bit about this last time, is that I really work a lot with diversity and making sure that my clients are properly represented across the full spectrum of skin colors. And I do find that this specific one from Supergoop will leave a little bit of a white cast on deeper skin. So the one that I recommend is actually their Glow Screen, because it's got a warm undertone to it, so it doesn't leave any of that white tint on brown or black skin tones, which I think is really important, because these are things that haven't been thought of before, and they make a difference. And it's the same issue that I had the other day, where I had a client looking for a nude swimsuit, and she's a gorgeous, tall, beautiful black woman, and we only had one in stock that we could have her, and that's because I went out of my way to find it. So, you know, we talk about nude swimsuits, and we talk about this, and we talk about color, but for some people, those neutrals are still not as accessible and not as easy as we'd like them to be. So while we're talking about color, I never miss an opportunity to kind of use any platform I can to bring awareness to issues that, you know, my privilege lets me not really think about all the time. And so, yeah, I'd like to see more nudes along with more colors, but not just nude for my complexion. You know, I want to see them across the board. I want everybody to be able to rock a nude swimsuit and it be the right nude for them. And then the same thing with color. You know, color I think looks amazing on everybody. And I love that Terrence just said that he bought a yellow swimsuit. But yellow is, if you ask me, I believe it was last year's color of the year. But to me, yeah. So to me, it's this year, because 2020 was a bust. So we're redoing it. We're reclaiming yellow for 2020 because everything from 2020 doesn't count anymore. So Pantone, take note. We're reclaiming yellow this year, but it looks good.
It is the color of the year. Illuminating yellow is the color.
Every complexion, you know. So for someone like me, because I've got a little bit of a pink undertone in my skin and I'm really pale, I tend to go for yellows that fall more into the orange side versus more into the ones that have blue undertones and fall into the green side, because those will wash me out a little bit. So I know some people are really afraid of the color yellow, and it's one of my favorite things to put on my clients. Yes. And I love yellow on a blonde with blue eyes. Like, this would be your shade of yellow, like sunshine yellow would be it for you. Like, perfect. Just change the blush up to something a little bit warmer tone. Yep, exactly. Right there. That's that perfect shade. Yeah.
That's really funny. Yellow is probably the one color. The yellow is probably the one color I won't wear on my face.
I have a yellow suit.
Yes. That green. That's the color I want to wear if I get married. Screw a white dress. I'm wearing green. I'm going to wear long green and yellow gown. It's going to happen one day.
And I would wear this. Look at this color.
Ooh, yes. That's actually my new brand color. I can't, the more that I've started to look into fashion and see how it impacts my life, I realized that I started to find myself drawn to the same colors over and over and over again. And as I started to look through my wardrobe, I started to see this really consistent line of, shades of the sunset, tons of shades of yellow and pink and orange. So I went with those pinks and oranges, and now I'm looking at it as one of the most popular trends of the season. And I don't know if it was subconsciously I was seeing that color combination in so many places that I leaned into it, but bold color combos this year are hugely popular. Whereas like in the past, we would have never put, purple and green together. We would have said, oh, it looks like Barney or whatever. Now we're putting green together, pink and orange together, yellow and blue together, yellow and orange together. So one of the things that I always suggest to my clients is a high-waisted black high-waisted bottom for women, and for men, wear whatever you guys want. You can rock that black bathing suit too. Throw your t-shirts on. But for the ladies who are listening, I think that a black high-waisted bottom, and when I say high-waisted, I very specifically mean at least 1.5 to 2 inches above the belly button. Oftentimes we talk about high-waisted and there's a confusion because we came from that generation of like Britney Spears thongs out, low-rise jeans. So high waist, we're just pulling it a little over our hips. But when I say high waist, I'm talking about a classic 1950s, 1960s silhouette, because fashion is about lines. It's about giving the eye clean lines to read. It's not about looking like a different size. It's not about looking like a different body. Fashion isn't about looking skinnier or looking smaller or looking curvier or looking bustier. Fashion is about giving the eye clean lines to read no matter what your shape and what your size. And a high-waisted bottom looks good on 100% of women. And then you can maximize your wardrobe because, like you said, Daniella, versatility. You can maximize your wardrobe. Just switch the tops in and out. You can
you want to have a full life and you want to go in and out of things. Let's be versatile.
Exactly. And if you say you invest in a couple of solid colored 2-piece bathing suits this year, try to invest in ones that you like the colors together, because then you can mix up, you went from 3 suits to 9 suits, or however many combos you can make out of that. And then you can kind of take it to another level. And it just gives you an opportunity to expand on your wardrobe. And again, I just think a high-waisted bottom is the staple that every woman should have in their summer kit. And
I concur 100%, Lindsay.
So Lindsay, we have a little video clip of you. Can we run our little video clip of you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
We hear a lot, and we've talked about it on this show, getting in shape for summer and attaining that bikini, beach-ready body. But what if someone told you you are perfect just the way you are? We'd like to welcome back Lindsay Rae, professional photographer of the Self-Love Experience and founder of the Body Image Activist. It's great to see you again.
Hi, Layla. It's so good to be back. I love coming here. You guys have such good energy.
And as do you. We love talking to you. And I see that you not only are clad in a beautiful bikini, but you've got 2 lovely ladies with you who are going to be modeling as well. Maybe you can introduce them for us.
Yes. This is Jenny. Jenny from the block, my neighbor and good friend, and my gorgeous client, Natasha. And then I'm Lindsay. And I'm just so happy to be here. So often we hear people say that the only way that they can be ready for the beach is if their body is in a specific shape.
Right.
And that tends to be slender, tan, flawless. What I like to tell my clients is that the only thing that you need to go to the beach is a bathing suit and a body.
That's
Put
right.
it on your body and walk right on out that door.
And that's something that you're so good about. And I don't know if I don't want to say that it's your job to do, but it's certainly a gift you have that makes women feel not just special and beautiful, but comfortable in their own skin. Remind our audience what you do as a photographer.
Yes.
I love hearing you say that. That was a great interview you did. And we have some trends, and you did a great job on that, showing some trends later on.
Thank you. Yes, my favorite thing about that is that I get to say I am a size 20 woman who wore a bikini on the news.
I love that.
I am standing there for all of my other curvy babes, and I'm sitting here saying, if I can do it with the bodybuilder dad and sister back home, then you can definitely do it. Because
exactly,
it was one of the most empowering. I was scared, and I do this for a living. Like I always say to my boyfriend, I need somebody to come in and Lindsay, because the reason I think I'm able to do this work with women is because I go through the same things. I go through the same insecurities. Just today I was at the doctor, and the nurse asked me if my boyfriend was my son. And it's like women are constantly berated with things that cause us to be insecure because there's a lack of sensitivity, which is fine. Nobody needs to walk on eggshells, but there needs to be an understanding of where these things come from and the type of self-talk that we can do in order to get over them so we can go out and face the world and truly feel good in our skin. And that becomes a lot harder to do in the summer when you can't hide as much.
Right. Well, to that point, also, Lindsay, I was able to find what I'm packing next week.
Ooh, I want to see the yellow.
The yellow, I was really surprised at myself because I did go and try them on because I never go this pale. But this is a yellow, and it has cassette tapes and Walkman on.
Oh my God, that's adorable.
The trunk itself.
That's cute.
Isn't this really cool?
I love that. I love a good pattern. I'm into patterns this year.
This was 2019. So I'm also packing this, and this is just a solid red with a blue trimming.
Yes, and I love the sport cut on the bottom. That's a trend that I'm seeing a lot in women's bathing suits this year too. I have a boutique. In my boutique, we sell lingerie and we sell swim. And one of my favorite sets that we sell, I call it like the Baywatch cheerleader set because it looks like little shorts, and it's got that. I forget what the actual word. Proper term for it is, maybe you guys can correct me, where it has that cute little split seam at the bottom that with the piping. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so it's a lot of like, I'm seeing a lot of that piping, a lot of women's clothes that are meant to be an ode to men's clothing. I'm also, surprisingly seeing this really big trend, which I'm excited about because I think it's more comfortable, in women's boxers. Cute little like shorts, because like, why do we have to have our thighs rubbed together outside? I don't care. I'll talk about it. I'm a plus size woman and I talk about issues that women are afraid to talk about. And I have no shame in it. And because I have no shame in it, I hope other people don't. But, that's a thing that we deal with. Guys don't ever think about it because wearing boxers and wearing pants is normal. But as women, we always get to do that.
Lindsay, and so, it's been said that women would rather go to the dentist than go swim shopping.
It's true.
Wow.
It's true.
How do we get over that? How does everybody go today and find something fabulous for themselves?
I think that the first step is disassociating yourself with a number. Because if you become locked into a size, you are not going to pay attention to the cut of swimsuits. In some things I wear a 12 and some I wear a 22. It depends on the cut of the item. You want to have a range for what you know that your sizes are, but if you get locked into it, you're going to beat yourself up if you don't fit into that size, and it might have absolutely nothing to do with you.
But men go through the same thing. Because,
exactly.
Because Lindsay, to exist in men cuts them smaller. I am a large. Yeah. But I bought this because I want to be able to, if I want to turn a flip on the beach without ripping them, I bought this in extra large. Now, on the other side with this one, this is H&M. I could wear my regular size in this. So it's the large. So men go through the same thing as well.
Exactly. Yeah, it just happened with Mike, my boyfriend, the other day. We went to Kohl's. He needed to get another pair of golf shorts. He bought the same size that he always wears in every other store and every other pair of pants, and it was like 6 sizes too small on him. Literally, like looked like they were children's clothes. And so to be able to have that understanding, just that one intrinsic thought that no designer has the exact same idea of what a size is. And we don't have a proper like American chart of every size 20 is this measurement, every size 8 is this measurement. It's to whatever the designer wants to put the tag on. So when you can learn to hold up a piece of fabric and understand the shape and size of your own body, you can stop looking at tags and start looking at the clothing and the item. And then the tag loses its value because who cares if it looks good on you? Like I said, I have a bathing suit that's a 4X that I wear because it's so snug, but it's Asian sizing, and their 4X is like our large. Right. So, being able to like look past the tag is a really big thing. Whenever my clients come in, I tell them 2 things. I say, 1, you don't have to think anymore because you don't know what looks good on camera or what I'm seeing through a teeny tiny hole. That's my responsibility to tell you. And then the other one is don't look at the tags. Don't look at them, ignore them. I know the range of sizes, ignore them. So I literally tell my clients not to look at the tags because I think it's that important.
So that leads me to my next question too, that you're like talking to your clients not to look at the tags, because when you do that comes along problems and issues. So what problems, scars, and emotions are people dealing with now that it's been COVID for a year and they want to get back out there? They want to get back out there and just be themselves without a mask. Or I bought some mask. I actually bought a mask. I don't know where it is. That's the color of the blue jukebox. Just in case I'm lying by the pool at the hotel and I have to wear a mask. So I bought a blue mask, the color of this cassette tape right here.
Love. I love that. Yeah,
What kind of blue is it? Can you be a little more descriptive? What kind of blue is it? I can't really see.
I think this is more of a dark. Let me hold it up to the camera.
Like a cornflower.
I see it. So you're feeling like you need to have a swimsuit and a mask matching.
Just in case, because there are some properties, hotel properties that are saying, in order to lie by the pool, you got to have a mask on. So I found a mask.
I'm going to make sure you have this then, because imagine those tan lines.
Yeah.
Don't forget
sunscreen.
And I also found a mask with a straw hole. So like if I wanted to sip on some lemonade, I can keep the mask on and also sip through the straw hole as well.
I have so many questions about how that works.
I have never seen that.
A layer over a layer.
I don't know where it is. I started packing. I think it's somewhere in the suitcase already. But I can't wait I didn't even try it out yet. But what do you suggest to people to help them dig their feet back in the sand and feel to express themselves?
For me, I have a lot of scars, and you can kind of see them on my arms when I'm sitting here. So for me, it started with learning to look in the mirror, putting on the bathing suit and just standing and looking in the mirror. Mm-hmm. Because nobody is ever going to be as mean to you as you're going to be to yourself. The things that you say about yourself, like if I were to say, Terrence, say the meanest things that you say about yourself to your best friend, would you ever say them? No. Because you don't talk about people the way you talk about yourself when you love them. So one of the tips that I always give, and this is my favorite activity to give people to do as an actionable item that you can take to work towards self-love, and that's to take 7 Post-it notes on the beginning of the week and write one nice thing on each of them, just a sentence. You have beautiful eyes, your highlights pop in today, your heart is good, whatever you want it to be. And so every morning when you look on that mirror, you're seeing yourself and you're associating yourself with those acts and those words of kindness. And then instead of repeating it all day like a mantra, I say just stick it on the back of your phone and go about your day. And then anytime that you pick up your phone, you'll get that little reminder to take with you. And that's just one of the little things that you can do.
And do them in color.
Yes.
These are sticky notes. Do them in color. I have notes all over my house in color. Because as we talked about before, color has an emotional impact on everything. And even write them in color or write them with a Sharpie so it can be big and bold in your face. So do them in color as well.
Whatever it takes to keep feeling good. That's the mission. Yes. That's your mission. Get out there, get your toes in the sand, put on your high-rise swimsuit.
And forgiving yourself.
Yes.
Because
of course.
That's the hardest thing. Here's what I deal with in my work. People say, you're a body image activist. How do you put out pictures of thinner women? You're a body image activist. How come you say this or how come you say that? And one of the things that I have to remind everyone is that 100% of people are struggling with body image, especially after we just spent over a year locked down looking at superficial, artificial images. So not only that, but our actual view of reality has been twisted and disturbed through the year in lockdown because everything was filtered. We lost a little bit of sense of reality. So I always say, forgive yourself if you don't like yourself. You don't have to love yourself today. That's not what self-love is. That's BS. If somebody says that, that's toxic positivity.
I concur 100%. Yes.
True self-love means every day you take one tiny actionable step towards what you're going to do to like yourself tomorrow. And whether that is taking your cover-up off at the beach, or whether that is just going from one cover-up to a sheer one, and then the next time you go with those same friends, taking it off again. It's about one little step every time. It's not about running down the streets naked. It's not about ripping it off and wearing a bikini. And honestly, as a body image activist, I get a lot of slack for saying this, but I think covering your skin in the sun is extremely important, but you don't want to hide your shape and hide your body. Like I said, my mom still has a scar on her chest from when she had melanoma. I'm a big believer in making sure that your skin is covered and that you're nice and safe. But you're not supposed to use sun protection as an excuse to hide. Sun protection is there to protect you, not to hide you. So we want to still show the body, and we want to still be able to look at ourselves and like ourselves in the mirror.
I love that. I love that.
You made
like ourselves who we are.
You made a point, Lindsay, where you said, forgive yourself. We have to understand how to forgive ourselves. And one major thing to forgiving yourself is acceptance. So if you can get to acceptance, that's a start. That's the first step. One of the first steps is just accepting who you are, where you are in the moment. And if you want to make improvements, accept I need to make improvements. And these are the steps that I am going to take to make the improvements. And then you start strategizing and putting them on these colors and putting them in front of you.
Yeah, so and there's a color association as well. You know, you can also take that concept with the colors and apply it to your wardrobe, because then you're going to start to associate certain colors with certain things. Like I said earlier, my brand, when I changed my branding over, it originally came because I was inspired by the sunset and by happy colors. And so when you start to do that, then you're going to also associate those colors with happiness. And then when you wear them, it's just all about teeny little rewiring of the brain every day. Nothing is an overnight process. You're not going to walk outside and want to run around naked with a bikini on with all of your stretch marks showing, and that's okay. That's not what this is about. Loving yourself is about every day taking one tiny step towards what you're going to do to be okay with yourself tomorrow. And I don't think loving yourself is a 100% thing either. I think that loving yourself means being able to see yourself in the mirror and focus on the parts of yourself that you like. Well, you let the rest of it fade out of focus. And that's why I use photography as my tool, because I can both literally and figuratively put the best parts of you in focus. So that's what you can change your eyesight to.
I love this. I love you on your mission. Lindsay, where can people find you?
You can find me at selfloveexperience.com and on Instagram @body.
That's great. And that's okay. So people will find you there on Instagram and on your website. And do you have any last wisdom for people to go out there today and feel fabulous? What's your last bite of wisdom? You just dropped so much. What's the last bite? My last little bit of advice is don't use excuses for safety as a way to hide. You don't need to cover your body in order to feel safe when you go out. And that goes for women in a multitude of different ways. But you don't need to hide yourself in order to be safe. You know, you can protect yourself from the sun and you can let your skin get the air on it that it deserves without feeling like you're not okay. So one step every day, just a small one.
Because that vitamin D is just as important. Just not too much vitamin D.
Exactly. A little glow screen, a nice little sheer SPF top on. There's so many cute things out there now.
Because I want to show you something else I actually found. It has a little bit of SPF in it. It actually has hemp oil in it, and it's the Palmer's cocoa butter, Common Relief body oil, and there's some SPF in this as well. Who knew that they would start incorporating hemp into it as well?
I love that. I mean, I could. That's a topic for another day. I could tell you all a million things that I agree with about that. But no,
I knew you would like that.
I love it. Well, I can't wait. I know you guys have another amazing guest coming on. I can't wait to see all our head wraps and all the cool stuff that we about. So I don't want to cut in anymore. We could go all day. But thank you for having me.
We can go all day. Thank you, Lindsay.
It was a pleasure having you on, Lindsay.
Thanks,
Thank you so much for spreading your good message with the world. Women out there really need the support. I know I'm a cover-up girl, so we really need your support. But go splash around, have fun. We'll see you on the beach and to the streets. I hope very soon.
Yes. One small step every day, guys. Take care.
Thank you, Lindsay.
One small step every day. Bye, Lindsay.
Thank you.
So I think now we are going to take a 1 minute little promo commercial break. We have a really exciting episode next week. We have a special hosted by Karen Michelle. She is the founder of the Love Your Body event, which is a charity that supports artists for trauma. We're going to be doing a complete show takeover with her and all the different brands and sharing their message about body positivity, empowerment, and confidence for women and young girls of all shapes and sizes. That is next week's episode. We hope you tune in and join us actually at the event, whether you want to be a vendor or a VIP guest. We hope you guys join. And we have a little bit of information. We have a little bit of a video about the event before we bring on our next guest, Miss Avis Carter.
Let's take a look.
Actually working on a new single of my own that I've wrote, and it's coming out very soon. I actually have a lot of music, so I'm excited. This is what it's about, and it's a beautiful thing that you've done here.
Thank you. I love coming to this event is because it's all about love your body.
This and all these flowers, I love this.
Never give up. Always believe in yourself. No matter how big, no matter how little your dream is, you only have yourself.
This event is so important to help promote a runway and fashion environment that is so inclusive of all body types and ensures that everybody has their time on the runway.
So I am CEO of Sexy Boss Babe.
Love that video. I was like dancing in my seat as I watch it. Yeah, that event's gonna be really fun. October 3rd at the Lux Hotel here in Los Angeles. They're expecting about 1,500 people. And
Wow.
I come from the business of fashion, but fashion, food, lifestyle. Terrence, you and I, we have a spot on the runway. Should you make it over here from New York? And my family is taking a trip to the East Coast as well.
I'll actually be in the South in Atlanta. So if I can work it in my schedule, the goal is to jet set across country to meet you.
Ah, I can't wait. Well, let's bring on Miss Avis Carter because she has been Miss Avis Carter. Did you hear me say Ava? That's because my daughter's name is Ava.
Ah, see, Avis.
Let's bring on Miss Avis Carter. Hi, love.
Avis.
You're on mute. Those are going to be like words. How are we going to remember COVID with sentences like "you're on mute"? Thanks for lighting.
Hi, Avis. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
I love the look with the sunglasses. You're super, super chic. Well, thank you for joining. I know that you're always Miss Glamorous, which is perfectly in line with, as I introduce you to our audience, Miss Avis Carter lived and worked in Japan for 5 years and enjoyed traveling the world. While traveling to different countries, her love for fashion resurfaced. Avis is the founder of JC Cover Me, a diverse line of handcrafted scarves, head wraps, and accessories for those who like to showcase their unique personality. She's here to teach us how to wrap with versatility from the beach to the streets with her special head wraps. She's also, in a twist, you must know this, she is the producer of Fashion on TV, an empire that she is building, which helps introduce designers and creative talents globally to more than 200 viewers on the trend-setting platform Zandra TV. So You are a mover and shaker, Miss Avis. I am so glad you are here to talk to us about your head wraps.
Thank you so much for having me. And so,
summertime.
When you said twisted, I was like, okay, my hair is twisted. Shall we talk? And so I have shells in my head.
You have shells in your hair?
Yes, shells. Well,
that's super creative, Avis.
They're onks. I mean, these are onks. These are carre shells. So I have shells in my hair. So shall we talk?
Okay.
Let's rap about it.
Let's rap about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's rap about it. Go for it.
So let's start with you, Avis. Where are you from? And where are you from?
I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit. And how did you find your way to become a fashion designer and now also a TV show producer? So I read that bio.
Mm-hmm.
Fashion started for me at a very young age. And so,
oh, the glasses are coming off. Listen closely, guys.
Yes, I'm not going to throw any shade. And
that's okay. Shade's welcome.
So we can have tunnel vision, Mr. Coffee.
Yes, Miss Carter.
Let's do the platform.
Yeah.
And so fashion comes to me at a very young age. I had an Aunt Beatrice. Her name was B. Dinkins, and we called her Ma Dinkins. She was a role model of models. I can't even believe I don't have like a mole right here. Even as a young girl, we had moles. So we have walked the runway as a little girl. I have touched the finest birds. And you know, as a young girl, you're like, ah. And so as I grew older, I know that when you carry yourself, shoulders should be back, right? And then you have to have the correct posture. And even with having the correct postures, it's not about the way you walk the platform, or the runway. It's about the way that you carry yourself throughout life. Even with that, touching the finest spurs helped me to know that everything is tangible at our hand. Are you willing to work for it? And so, Shell, we talk about it. Glam is who I am. It's who I am bred to be. I love fashion. Yeah. I stepped away from fashion for a while after being married. I lost my husband in 2008. And so with losing my husband, JC Cover Me comes from Jesus Christ Covers Me. So through it all, if someone knows me and they know of my business being called JC Cover Me, they said, my late husband's name is JC. They were like, oh, that's so nice. You're representing your husband. And I'm like, yes. My husband still takes care of me, yet not like the Lord. So when I say JC Covers, someone would think, why don't you say JC Covers Me, as in ownership? But it is for me as a request. So JC Cover Me says, Lord, cover me. And so it's JC Cover Me.
I like that.
And so thank you. So being in Japan, I found the fashion, it walks its way back to me. You know how you window shop, right? So when you're when you're walking and you're looking, and as a little girl, you window shop just to see what you wanted to buy. But as an adult, when we get older, we still window shop to see what we want to buy. But then it's more to it than just window shopping. So I fell in love with a piece that was in Thailand, and I walked in there and I had to have it. And that's where my love of fashion came back to me, just traveling across the country.
Wow. What a story.
Yes.
What a story. So,
yeah.
Avis, what are some fun lessons you've learned as an entrepreneur, or any special aha moments that you might want to share?
You can do anything you set your mind to. Okay, so here's a great story. So when I was a little girl, right, I used to go to a scrap pile. We called it a dump pile. I was in Mississippi visiting my grandmother, which was, of course, a role model. So for African American women, little girls, we are known to cover up, right? And so even I kid you not, you better have it up here when you come around.
I want to see.
Yes. And so we believed in covering up, right? And so as you get older, then you'll see women with cleavage and stuff. And so it's funny how the way you've been brought up, and I care so much about my grandmother. And to today, I still cover up. Right? With that, like the versatility, and I don't mind showing my arms, right? And so even with the versatility of a scarf, there's so many things that you can do with it. You can wear it as a drape, and then you just put it here. Not only can you do that, when you go to the beach, let's rap about it.
Yeah, today's the beach episode.
Yes, a lot of times you can just wrap your head this way and tie it in the back.
Wow.
Still,
look at that.
And so even with that, you can bring it to the front as a turban.
I'm trying to follow along here, but I think I need a little bit of a private session. This is my collection.
I could not do that on camera. I wouldn't even attempt to do that on camera.
So scarf is so important. You can even wear it in your hair. And then you'll just take your hair, Daniella. Oh, sorry, am I going too fast? But use
no, that's okay. I'm just playing along with you because I just find that we were talking about that earlier. Like versatility is very empowering when you're traveling, when you're going to the beach.
I can change my look in a matter of seconds. So for me, I am your glam accessory stylist. And so the earrings I've made. And so you all talked about yellow. You saw me dash out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put some yellow in.
Wow, look how that just changed the whole...
Yeah, it'll change the whole look.
The whole look.
Your whole new, yes, those are very pop. And then, I see yellow on you.
I did a photo shoot just recently, right? It was amazing. And I had yellow. You all talked about yellow,
Are these earrings your collection as well? You have the collection of these versatile head wraps. So you have the complete accessory line that goes with it.
But it's under construction because being an entrepreneur, a librarian, right? It's hard to get everything. And you talk about weight, right? And your previous guest made mention that weight should not stop you with fashion. So look, can you see what that says? Thick. So not everybody is skinny, right? So
this is true.
Wear thick earrings, right? And so I made those as well. And so even talking about a hair wrap. So for my photo shoot, I just went to the fabric store, right? And just bought a whole lot of fabric. And I was like, I can use this.
That's awesome. So you know what? We have a question coming in, and actually it's, what is like the best size to have for a scarf for versatility? Like how large are these?
At first, I thought it was a 27 by 12. But when I was in Dallas, right? This is like one of my favorite ways to wrap my hair. When I was in Dallas, I got like a little bit of scarf, and I was like, oh my goodness, this has to be like an 18-inch scarf.
Mm-hmm.
I wrapped my hair with it, and talking about super cute. So it's not the size; it's like what can you do with it? Because even if it's a very short scarf, right? That does not mean that you cannot braid your hair within the scarf. That's another way. So there's so many different things that you can do with the scarf.
That's so magical.
Learn all this. This is the trick to be chic, versatile, and on the go.
Yeah, and so
pack light.
I like how you go from like plain and simple, and then you make it look androgynous, and then you go like for evening. Like I like the transformations are
with this, right?
Are super exciting.
I love that. So how are you? So I'm going to transition then. How are you? You're a librarian, and now you have JC Cover Me and these amazing wraps, and then you transition to building Fashazon. What inspired you to become a TV show fashion producer, and how are you incorporating these wraps into that?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so this is how it all works together.
Yeah, how does it all work together? You want me to?
Together. Okay, so Fashazon, a zon, A-Z-O-N, means always zealous to overcome negativity, right? Mm-hmm. So with Fashazon, it's fashion. Librarian, it's by the book. Everything has to be in order, right? Dewey Decimal System. It's all about the book.
I haven't heard that in years.
You think?
Dewey Decimal System. You're the only person that's ever said that. That's sexy. Dewey.
I'm sorry, say
Decimal
that again.
System. I haven't heard that in years, and you just said it sexy, like Dewey Decimal System.
Can we do it? Yes, it's all about order.
I haven't heard that in years either.
It's I didn't know I was so by the book. And so with being by the book, so I've written a book.
I was about to say, so talking about the book too, you have a book now coming out. Share about the book too.
For him, right. It's if not for him, then for whom? And so when I first lost my husband, I just knew I had changed. I never had time, you know. If he asked me to do something, I had a schedule. It's like, why are you asking me stuff last minute, right? And so in order to appreciate people, that was a hard lesson for me, to enjoy the people that you are with while you are with them, right? So I said, I was reading The Power of a Praying Wife and A Power of a Praying Parent. On this day, I didn't know which one. Which one do I read? I'm on my elliptical, which I got so frustrated, I threw both of them down. And even with throwing them down, it's like, how does this all work together? I'm like, Lord, I changed for him. I got word that my husband passed. And when I got word that my husband passed, it's my son calling from Korea. So when I got
That's okay.
My apologies. He's calling. When I got word that my husband passed, I was like, Lord, I changed. 30 days before we were supposed to go to Hawaii, everything is in place. I'm a better person. I'm going to spend time with him. I'm going to enjoy him. Oh, this is what it's all about. Then I was like, got word that my husband passed. Lord, if not for him, then for who, right? So surely the Lord had changed me for another man. And so not for another man in my case, but to God be the glory. So it all works together. If not for him, then for whom? Because in this book, it talks about that. It talks about my life. But in it, it talks about we can change the fabric of our journey with one scripture. So each chapter has a scripture. With one stitch, each have a fabric. And with one stitch and one step, and each has a foot cover, right? And so with all of that, when you talk about fabric, if you looked at the back of every piece of cloth or clothing, you will see care instructions. And those care instructions can be applied to your life. And I've done it.
What's your favorite fabric, by the way?
That's your favorite question.
I have two. My first favorite,
and I'll tell you mine afterwards.
Yes. Okay. So, this is a good conversation. So my first favorite fabric is cashmere, and the reason I love cashmere is because
I have some of that.
Unique. Everybody can. At one time, everybody can buy cashmere, right?
Right.
And so you're talking about how many years does it take the goats to grow, right? It's goat in order to have it shaved. So it's cashmere, and so part of my book is cashmere without one chapter is cashmere without the goat. That means
I gotta read this book. This is great.
Sometimes people will try to uproot you, right? Where God has planted you. So just as a goat, they want, and then so I've had men come in my life and they want the cashmere, the smooth side, but they don't want the goat side, right? They don't want what it took for me in order to get where I am. Yes, you got to read the book. So cashmere will be my first.
Okay.
Warm. And then my second would be silk. And it is silk because it's smooth, silky, gloss on the outside. And underneath that silk, it's kind of rough. So what's yours?
So now you got me thinking about. I thought I had one. But now I think I have two. I love and live for Egyptian cotton.
Okay. That's a specific kind of cotton too. Okay.
Yeah, it's a specific cotton. I only sleep under Egyptian cotton sheets, and I love hemp.
Okay, hemp is interesting.
Hemp is a newer one, but I have these amazing shirts that I bought from a designer, and it's like wearing nothing. It feels like it's once it touches your skin. I had no clue. I thought silk was the way you described the silk and making you feel. Hemp is like double that.
Okay, so one step further, I want you to take hemp and tell me, how does hemp apply to your life?
Well, I'm just getting into. Being an educator and understanding, and I teach introduction to the fashion business, and I don't teach textiles, but we bring in some pieces to show the students like how designers take hemp and create, their different collections. One thing about hemp is right now it's very expensive. I don't think the everyday person is going to go out there and make the $320 purchase. They could, for the shirts, but I'm really big on what it feels. Don't call me crazy, but I'm I like what it feels here, around here.
Yes.
I'm really big on the neck, and I love the way it feels on the neck. So that's my connection to him. I mean, behind the Egyptian cotton, behind the connection to Egyptian cotton.
Avis, what are your scarves? I see you're wrapping one right now. What material are your scarves? They look a little more cotton to me.
It is, but my preferred is silk, and I have silk. And so
this
one is
that's silk? Okay.
No, this one is a cotton. This one is satin.
Okay.
And the reason so if you can't buy silk, buy satin. And the reason you need to buy silk or satin is because it will protect your hair. And so
okay. I would not know that.
Silk or satin drying your hair up. And so if you can't, wear scarves, how about purchase a silk first or a satin pillowcase?
Yes.
Yes? Yes.
The satin pillowcases. I have a few of those. Wow.
I'm having a lot of fun just watching you play here.
Yeah, she's
my favorite.
Master.
Yeah, you're a master. You have a video about this as well, which we can drop later on our website. That's really fun. My favorite material is very simple. It's like, I just love cotton, but like the nice supima that allows you to breathe, but it will sort of last through multiple washes and stand the test of time. Look how many times you've transformed your look just with us on one segment.
She was completely different when she came on, 20 minutes ago. Like now she's a completely different artist.
So Avis, you have so many things going on. You are a multifaceted entrepreneur between the Dewey Decimal System, your wraps, your accessories, the TV show empire that you are building, and now you have a book. How do you do it all? And what words of wisdom can you impart with us?
Back to the dump pile. When I was a little girl, I used to go to the dump pile. And with that dump pile, there were free scraps in there, right? And so we went to get those scraps. And in order to get the scraps, you just go in the dump to get them. And so no matter how things look, it's like you have to put pieces together. And do you know the beauty of a quilt after putting all of those squares together? And even though they call them quilt squares, sometimes it's rectangles, triangles, all together. So all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. And so never give up on your dream.
I concur.
One fabric square at a
Amen.
time. And talk about interwoven and interweave those items so they're interwoven together for the good of you. And even to give, I have so much love and compassion for others, right? And everyone does not walk the same walk, and everyone does not talk the same talk. But even with that, it's like, who are you? You have to ask yourself, who are you? And it's kind of hard when it comes to we as humans to include myself as being judgmental. I have been told by my sons that I'm very judgmental. And so it's like we have to really pay attention to what we are feeding into others. And that reason being is you already know, for me, cover it up, right?
Cover it up.
And so Prince
Lindsay is to get off.
Yeah, I love that. She's saying cover it up. And Lindsay
feel fabulous.
Entangled with may not always have my views, and they may not always dress the way I dress. And so I look at them sometimes and say, where's the rest? Right. And so sometimes they are intimidated because I want to know where your undergarment, right? And so everybody doesn't need them, but I feel bad when I put my views on how a woman should dress, right? Because of my upbringing. So I really need to work on that. And if you are struggling with being judgmental, I guess our audience needs to work on that as well.
But you know what, Avis, I to your point about our upbringings, when I first started in this industry, I had no sense of style, no sense of creativity.
Yes.
None whatsoever.
I find that hard to believe. You're one of the most talented, creative humans.
I think that evolved over a period of time. So what I do, I like some of those traditions.
Me too.
But what I try to do is incorporate those traditions into what's trending. So then that way, a lot of times it won't come across to a newer generation, the Gen Zs or the millennials that are out there, and they won't even know that it's a tradition. And they're like, "Ooh, that's really cool. You're older, but what made you come up with that?" So in that teachable moment, that's when I will do the deep dive and say, well, back in the days,
right,
this is what we did. And this is what you're doing. Now look at the two and look at the magic that comes out of it. So that's to your point. Yes.
Look at you having fun. Avis, where do you want to send people? You have so many things going on. Where do you want to send people? And I don't know if you have any offers that you want to share, but go for it.
One offer is, in order to stay connected with my book, isn't that cute?
You look so cute, and we're gonna need to do I think we should host a private Zoom session for you just to teach us how to make all these gorgeous creations that you're doing just for play.
So I do want to have a rap about it party. And
yes, let's have a rap about it party for sure in the fall.
And so to get connected with me, you can get connected with me with Fashazon, FASHAZON.com, and that's Instagram or Facebook. You can also go to jccoverme.com. That's JCCOVER.com, and that's Instagram and Facebook. In order to go to my shop that is under construction. And so you said, how do I do it all? It's like, you just got to take a step back and say, it is under construction. It's coming. For me, it's hard to make it all and post it all. And so I need someone to help me. And so if you are interested, and you are, in reading my book, which will be coming out soon, stay connected with me. Go to jccoverme.life.
jccoverme.life. Okay, well, you'll have all. You know what? Will you, when you're ready for release, can you let me know so I could broadcast that? I can send out. I can do a social media post for you. I'd really like to do that. We got to make our best-selling authors here, our fashion sisterhood, women who do it all, creatives who do it all. We got to turn you into a best-selling author. I keep celebrating and championing your creativity as you, live life on your own terms.
Yes.
I love this.
So, tea, coffee. Would you drink to this?
Of course. I would. Cheers to all of it.
So, 2 different earrings.
Yes, of course.
Of course. See? It's all about
that's when you enter the room, the heads go.
Like, who is this woman, right?
It's like
own in the room, dressed like a VIP.
Yeah, because I like those are conversation starters.
It is. I know. You know what? I'm glad you said that because fabric is a conversation starter for sure.
Yes, it is.
And so even when you look at you can change the fabric. I mean, you can change the fabric of your journey with one scripture. One stitch is your fabric and one step. Looking down at someone's shoes, my aunt once said that you know the wealth of a man by looking down at his shoes, right?
That's
You know,
true. That's an old statement. That's
an
very
old
true.
tradition. My grandfather, I used to hear my grandfather say that too. Boy, you
But
gotta
I
make
bet
sure,
you right
make sure you
now-
get those shoes together, because you get the right woman, she's not gonna have you, shoes are not together. So that was my
But
grandfather.
the thing about it, even though it's old, do you still honor what he said?
I do.
Exactly.
I mean, my birthday was this past weekend, and
Happy birthday.
I treated myself, thank you, to some shoes.
Okay, so let's talk about how much will you spend for a pair of shoes? Don't be shy.
The ones I got on Thursday of last week for my birthday. I did it because of my birthday. I don't
Okay, so the thing about it is,
I don't do luxury buys that
why
often.
and feel guilty because you did it. Let's hear it.
You should only buy luxury and buy up, because nothing is more expensive than buying cheap. But you should really we just went through it in my house as I resell stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I spent $1,200.
Wow, I'm gonna be there soon. Okay.
But I don't do that. I don't do that often.
But you don't have to explain.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain. And so that's the thing about us sometimes is, or just people in general. If we buy something nice, just like I got this real nice yellow Brahmin bag to go with this, right?
Right.
That I had a while back. But I always think that I have to tell people that I got it on sale. What is wrong with that?
Well, if I show it to you and mention the brand and I said sell, you'll be like, where did you get it? Black market? Because this particular brand they don't go on sale.
Right. But I need to learn how to stop telling people that I got it every time they see my Brahmin bag that, but I got it on sale. Because that means that I'm just like you were explaining, I'm explaining as well.
I did feel guilty about it, but I just like,
you felt so guilty, but you still took that cash out and paid for it.
I was writing Bloomingdale's and I didn't even think twice about it.
We have a funny comment that just came through.
What?
Maybe I'll spend $500 to $600, and then I'll start to feel a little guilty. But at $1,200, you are in a class of your own. Clearly, you don't have like kindergarten tuition to pay for. If I were to do that, I'd be like, my kids won't eat. They have to go to school.
But
you know what? Embrace it. You live once, and there's a book, and I can share it with you. It's the powers that, being able to afford nice things really allows you to enjoy the greatness that the world offers. And that should be something that you should always work to have the best of, because it truly will fill you. It's not a requirement to be happy. It doesn't really dictate where your life is. But if it allows you to really enjoy something, then do so.
Right. And so even when I think about the amount, and it could be any amount that a person spends on their shoes, usually, if you bought a cheap pair of shoes, period. But
I have shoes that cost $30. I can go from low end, middle, all the way to the top. I'm wearing like the accessories I'm wearing today. These are all the costume pieces. Like I'm literally wearing this. This is really old. It's David Yurman 20 years ago.
Okay.
That's really old.
Right.
And this piece, this is costume. This is costume. I bought this for my birthday too.
Oh, what is that one? That looks a little kind of like what I have. I have a lot of Alexis Bitar. Is that also David Yurman?
Yes. Well,
even talking about name brand is nice, but the thing about it is it's everybody starts from somewhere, and if I was gonna buy a brand, guess what? My name should be on it.
I concur 100% because nobody can see that this is David Yurman, and who cares? And it's 20 years old, and it still looks great. So
exactly. So my dad used to say that you get what you pay for sometimes, but I believe, even though he said that, that's not always the case. But even when you spend money on shoes, you can buy expensive shoes that are made like crud,
Yeah.
And then for me, they're going back to the store. And so life is good no matter what. So each step that we take, we can describe our life. Like even in my book, I described if I needed rain boots at the time, that means that I can step through water, right? And just keep going, and it would not bother me at all. Talking about steel-toed shoes, even when we talk about steel-toed shoes, in order for a great pair of steel-toed shoes to work, it's not you can just go and buy them. They have to be fitting to your size. They have to feel good in order to protect your feet. And so you're talking about a steel toe, and then you're talking about boat shoes, right? Your espadrilles. It's like that's for leisure, taking your time, being who you are. And gym shoes, growing up in Detroit as a little girl, sometimes you just got to run for it.
This is a very funny conversation. I encourage people to spend money on anchoring pieces. Shoes are important. Bags are important. Jewelry pieces that are going to stand the test of time, that you feel an intrinsic inherent value. It doesn't have to be David Yurman, but it could be a brand that you just really connect with. That is really important. The t-shirt.
It's how you feel.
The anchoring pieces are things that stand with you for the test of time, and you should really love them. Buy things that truly make you dance. People see them, enjoy them, keep them for a long time, and be proud of it.
Yes,
I concur 100%.
Avis, very cool.
Avis, this has been.
Are you gonna dance us out?
Avis, this has been phenomenal.
Wrap us out?
No, ma'am.
No, you can't wrap us out.
Wrap us out?
Yeah, can you wrap us out?
Girl, I can rap all day. Okay, so yes, watch this. So,
one last rap to go.
The last rap to go.
Okay. So we're on silent. We shouldn't. Okay, so you take it, you place it.
So diagonal, right?
Okay.
Oh, she's gonna put it on the yellow.
Okay.
Oh my.
I feel
so we're gonna keep that pop of color visible.
Oh, but you kind of keep it loose. Okay, so we're keeping it loose, and we keep. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to because mine's only like a bandana. That's about 18 inches.
Okay, and so even if it's a bandana, it's fine.
I like that pop of color is still there.
And I just tied it.
I need one of your wraps because mine is just too small.
That's right.
You got it on the angle. I don't know how good mine.
That's quite whimsical. Wow.
That's really cool, Avis. Thank you so much for showering us with your wisdom. Life is good no matter what.
Yes, absolutely.
Avis
Glad
Carter.
to have you on, Avis. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for letting me be on your platform. And
I so enjoy you. You have been a wonderful COVID bestie of mine. For we actually like Terrence. You and I have not met, but we've really enjoyed having some great breakthroughs this year and some great fashion conversations. And I can't wait to see your empire, your book, see you on the bestseller list, and keep rapping.
Thank you, and Mr. T Coffee. I'll drink to that.
Yes. Cheers, my friend.
No, I'll have 2 shots, please.
You have to connect with me on social media. Please find me on Terrence Antonio on Instagram.
I will.
And or Facebook.
All right.
And Terrence Coffee on
and I'm going to need your number so we can stay connected.
Yes, we need to.
Okay, so one last thing. Even when I think about shoes, that's where you stay grounded.
Yes.
Plant your feet on the ground as you reach for the stars.
Yes.
When you connect with me, I'll send you an image of the shoe.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And then you'll understand why. And after being here with Daniella and I today, you can see a little bit of my personality. You'll see why I was like, you know what, give it to me. Don't ask me any questions. Take the credit card. Let me walk out. Let me not think about it and go.
You're so worth it. Can I say that?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
so worth it.
Thank you. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Avis. We'll see you soon.
All right, bye.
I'm definitely connected, guys.
I had so much fun, you all.
Thank you. So
I always get giggly after all our guests. I'm like blown away by some of the nuggets that people share.
She is magnificent. I like her energy. I just like her down to earth personality. She's very creative. I like how she takes colors, play with them. I've never been into the whole rap game, but I think people who can, wrap their hair in with different techniques. I see students at the university, they do it all the time. And actually, male and female, especially those of other specific religions who may wrap their hair because of their religion. So I really, really think that that's a unique craft to have and to enhance your look. So
it's super new to me. I see women wearing it and I just never really got into it. But I see it and I'm like, that would be the best thing because I don't always get to do my hair.
Right.
So why not just
I don't
learn
have
how to
any
do
hair,
it?
but I mean, I guess I could wrap it still if I wanted to wrap it.
Just to glam up.
I could wrap it. I would have to wrap it in the winter because I sweat a lot. So like I would have to. It would have to be.
All right, TMI.
minus 32 degrees. I pour
sweating in that
up here.
Sweating in your tunnel.
From my forehead, I sweat a lot.
Oh my god! I have tunnel vision of you sweating right there. I hope to see you. I hope to see everybody back here next week for our special Love Your Body show with Karen Michelle, hosted for Artists for Trauma. You can grab my book. It's called Looking Good: 3 Ways Anybody Can Have a Fashion Line and Sell Like Crazy. I wrote it because I want everybody to achieve their dreams. You can grab that at DaniellaPlatt.com. Terrence Coffey, you are a superstar. Where can people find you?
They can find me, Terrence Antonio, on Instagram or Terrence Coffey on LinkedIn. And, we hope you loved our show today. And please, by supporting or contributing monthly on our website and following us along, we are always producing events and projects. Connect if you'd like to partner with us for exposure for yourself or your business and or your brands. And come on the show. We would love to have you on the show.
Yes, join us. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.